Real-life reviews for BIC, for her ballpoint pen. First of all, some of the questions asked. I am a man. Is it safe to use this pen? Answer. I once knew a man who used this pen. He has since relocated to Weston-super-Mare and goes by the name Sue. Another answer. Only if you are absolutely certain of your heterosexuality. Otherwise this can lead to cursive writing of sonnets and poetry and an unhealthy interest in shoes and handbags. Be warned. Yet another answer. Possibly, it's hard to say. However, if you do, make sure there are no bears nearby, as they can smell the menstruation should you suddenly morph from one side of the species to the other. Much like the frogs in Jurassic Park. Question. I have started the menopause, will I still be eligible to buy them? Answer. No dear, these pens are meant for people who still have something to give. You should get a nice, safe, blue pen or start knitting. Now the reviews. Warning. I used to be married to a Special Forces soldier. He was manly, brave, and a decorated hero. He could carry the house on his back whilst fighting off terrorists and a zombie invasion. I accidentally bought these pens and put them in his backpack for pen-type emergencies when he was out in the field. Now he is called Agnes. He lives in a commune in Brighton, is a professional mime artist and knits underwear out of cat fur. The divorce cost me my home, my in-house car mechanic and DIY expert and the person who could get the plates down from the top shelf. I am old and bitter and my life is over, all because of these pens. Heed my warning, people of the world, these pens ruin lives. Do not touch them, do not even be in the same house as them, and certainly do not put them in your husband's backpack. If I can save one other person, then my sacrifice will have been worth it. And please see Amazon for my ex-husband's range of cat fur underwear. 5 stars. 12 is too many. As a woman I am incompetent. How can I be expected to write with 12 pens? I have tried using my feet and mouth to help out, but still I can't write with more than 9. 1 star. Essential for male authors wanting to get into the mind of female characters. Before purchasing these pens I found it almost impossible to write female dialogue, but now just check out this line taken straight from my latest novel. Oh Dirk, you're my hero. She swooned. I couldn't have done that without these pens in my hand. 5 stars. A very unhappy customer. I am writing this review on behalf of my wife who, unfortunately, does not possess a women's keyboard, despite us having searched high and low for one so that she finally access the pleasures of typing. Each time she attempts to use my man keyboard she simply faints on the spot and can only be resurrected through the vigorous wafting of smelling salts whilst I sing a gentle song to her about kittens, cushions and lace making. After driving home from work in my man car recently, my wife excitedly met me on the driveway, taking care not to leave the border of the garden without my permission. Dressed in her flowered cooking apron and sporting a pair of pink rubber gloves, no doubt fresh from a day of cooking and cleaning. She began talking a nonsense about some pen she had heard about at her weekly sewing group and asked if she would be allowed to have one for herself if she promised to use it carefully and only when the children were out of the house so as not to distress them. After initially dismissing the idea as dangerous gobbledygook, I was astonished to find after some intense research in my man library that a pen for females had indeed been developed following years of extensive research and vigorous testing after the idea was originally, and quite rightly, dismissed as an impossible and ludicrous dream of the early feminist movement. I thought about allowing my wife her very own pen long and hard, and after much consideration and discussing the idea with our local minister, I decided that we should move with the modern times and take a risk. Imagine my dismay and confusion after only being able to find this wildly ill-thought-out multi-pack of not 1 but 12 pens. 12. Have BIC lost the plot here? Despite my best hopes and faith in my wife's needlework, I feared she would get into all manner of trouble attempting to get to grips with only her first singular pen. Imagine what horrors could unfold with 12 of the damn things. Needless to say, a sharp U-turn was required and we have shelved the idea, much to my wife's dismay, and will instead wait for a more sensible option. Of course, this has left my wife extremely distressed, not to mention very upset at now having been shunned by our local women's support group who accuse her of being behind the times and out of touch with modern feminism. Tragically, she hasn't been invited to a single coffee morning a bake sale since and spends most of her days staring out of the kitchen window with a hollow look in her eyes. Very disappointing indeed, and I would urge anyone thinking about buying these for the wife, or any other female, to consider the consequences carefully and proceed with caution. 1 star. Great product. My husband has never allowed me to write, as he doesn't want me touching men's pens. However, when I saw this product, I decided to buy it, using my pocket money, and so far it has been fabulous. Once I had learned to write, the feminine color and the grip size, which was more suited to my delicate little hands, has enabled me to vent thoughts about new recipe ideas, sewing and gardening. My husband is less pleased with this product as he believes it will lead to more independence and he hates the feminine tingling sensation, along with the visions of fairies and rainbows, he gets whenever he picks it up. 5 stars. Needs improvement. You know, I was so excited when I saw these pens on the market. Hurrah, I thought. While they have enabled me to write after 36 years of wistfully watching the men in my life put pen to paper, I feel that they could be improved somewhat. Yes, they fit comfortably in my dainty female hand and the pretty colors are a joy to behold. However, as a woman, I naturally find it difficult to hold 2 things at once, so may I suggest that they be made into a kind of Swiss Army pen, with perfume atomizer, a lipstick holder, tweezers and mirror. Only then will my daily tasks be truly accomplished and perhaps I will have more time for cooking, child rearing and looking nice for my husband. 4 stars.